Good morning. I didn't see y'all come in. How are you? I'm just sitting here reading my gardener's handbook for this week. So I'm seeing that I do apologize. Y'all could probably hear that chainsaw. It's been going on all morning, working on some neighbors' trees, it looks like. So it looks like, if you haven't done it already, it's time to sow your leafy greens such as, arugula, leaf lettuce, kale, chard, that sort of thing. And it's time to hill the soil against the potatoes. And just some other cautions of watching out for different parasites, cutworms, and things. 2 weeks before last frost, y'all. 2 weeks. Next week is exciting. Getting ready for your transplanting outside. So anyway, how about we go take a look at the greenhouse and the garden real quick. Maybe we can come back here and visit at the end. Hey y'all, I'm also participating in a collaboration with another channel, several channels. I follow Moss Family TV. I have for 1 or 2 years now, I think a couple of years. Anyway, great family. Love them. Check them out. I can throw you up an iCard or put it in the description so you can find them. On this particular video, though, that I'm going to link for you, if you go and you check it out, you're going to find a list in the description of the... I don't know if it'll be that video or the other videos after, but probably that particular video in which she explains the collaboration, and I think it's so thoughtful. All the Easter egg hunts are going to be canceled except for the ones that they can do at home. But you know, the big ones where you get dressed in your Sunday best, your Easter outfits, and you go Easter egg hunting with the other kids. Well, obviously, that's not going to happen this year. So they've come up with a really fun thing that you could do, which is look for hidden objects, much like an Easter egg hunt. In my case, I am going to hide a little statue that we call This Much. It's a little broken statue, but my mama and daddy throughout their marriage had a little statue. This is not the original, but they had one that said, "I love you this much," arms out wide. This was a replacement because the original got broken. Anyway, they would hide this and the first one, the original, and when you found it, you hide it. So this went on they were married really just one day, less than a day actually, from their 43rd wedding anniversary. So it went on for most of that 43 years. I don't remember exactly when they would have started it, but probably not too long after they were married. My whole life I remember them playing that game. And so it was a fun little thing to watch and participate in, and I say participate in because it really only as a viewer, just to watch, but it was a lot of fun to see them doing special little things like that. So since I don't have an Easter egg or an Easter bunny, what I do have is this much, and I'm going to put it somewhere, and in the video you look for this so that you can try to find it. And again, go to Moss Family TV to find the complete list so that you can go to all these channels and try to find their objects in their videos. For example, Moss Family TV, they post a video every single day without fail. They're an awesome family. So every one of her videos this week will have a pink bunny, I believe it is her object. And as you're watching the video, you're supposed to try to find the bunny. So maybe that'll be a lot of little fun for you guys on Easter Sunday, which is coming up this weekend, to be able to just visit a few different channels and see if you can spot the object for your own private little Easter egg hunt. So let's go check out the greenhouse. I've got some chores to take care of there, and I need to water the garden. So it'll be a good time to show you guys all of the progress from this past week. I'm just amazed at the lettuce and how it exploded. It turned off cold the day after the last video. Cold and rainy. And the lettuce actually really liked that and just exploded. It was great. It was really, really great. So can't wait to show you. And let's go ahead and head out to the greenhouse. And don't forget to be looking for this much. And let's go over there and check things out. Look at the peppers and tomatoes. Aren't they looking lovely? Still have a little bit of pepper and one rogue beefsteak, and the arugula is doing really good. Oh, look, we have germination. That is, I don't remember, can't see. Oh, straight neck squash. Yay! Those stupid jalapenos, that entire packet. I just don't see it germinating. But we won't give up yet. Maybe those will. That's why we did buy some. Alright, let's get to watering. We got a whole bunch more over here. Give these guys a different spot so they can get some more light. Oh, it would be nice if I could remember to pay attention to where the camera's pointing, right? That looks good, huh? Isn't that lovely? Felt like there would have been something crawling on me. Alright, let's get these guys up here so they're not in the shade so much. Let's see, how about that? And this one. And this one. I just rotate these guys around a bit just to make sure they're getting some sun. I do apologize if I'm not holding this correctly so that you guys can see very well. It's hard for me to see with the sun in my eyes. Sure those are good and watered. Yeah, that looks good. You can see I got these guys up here so they're getting some sun. It is a hot bugger in here today, y'all, already, and it's just a little bit after 9. Look at that temperature. Whew. Got a fan running to try to help cool the heat out of here. That's probably what you're hearing. Let's get these guys over here. Got the nasturtium that's still doing really well, and I'm looking forward to that. Edible flowers, I've never had one. Have you guys ever ate an edible flower? I haven't. I'm really curious how it's going to taste. Look, this keeps happening. I have to fix that one now. It's not draining very well. These guys get the later day sun, so don't worry about them sitting here in the shade, y'all. The sun's not up very high just yet. Oh, I can't quite reach that. There we go. Every day. A couple of weeks and these babies are going to go out in the garden. Since it's my first year, I am going to try a trellis system for the tomatoes that I saw on another channel that I just recently discovered. If I can think of it, I'll link it. Otherwise, it'll get linked in a maybe, sorry about that, guys. Linked in a later video. I just can't quite reach it to water it. There we go. And I can't see what I'm showing you. There you go. Dang it. Can you tell I'm not left-handed even in the slightest? I believe I used up all of that already. That's amazing. Okay. Let's go to the squirt bottle. Okay, let's see, where's my, oh there it is, but I think it's empty. Yep. I'm gonna have to get some water later for these guys. Look at how big they've gotten, you guys. Isn't that amazing? Look at that big old grass growing in there from that topsoil. Isn't that awful? Oh. Alright, time to mist them. I like to give them a little shower. Morning and evening, they get a little shower. Probably doesn't do a flipping thing for them. In fact, it's probably harmful, but it makes me feel good. Y'all tell me if you think it's harmful to do this. Alright. Alright, let's get out of this hot oven of a greenhouse. It is, oh my goodness, warm. It is over 90 degrees in here. Let's go check out the garden. On this side, we're going to get some things watered here in just a bit. But those are the onions that we planted around the edge. And they're all looking really, really good. Looking nice and strong. There's some grass growing up in here I need to get pulled out, it looks like. Some of these over here doesn't seem to have made it very well. But that's okay. And here's the early lettuce that I planted and the arugula. We've harvested some of it and had a salad. It was nice. Would you look at this lettuce? That's just from last week. Isn't that amazing? I know there's weeds down on this side, you guys, but I'm just waiting for carrots in here to get a little bigger so I can tell the difference and I don't pull the wrong thing. Eventually I'll get better at recognizing these things as they grow. I'm just amazed at that lettuce. We're going to be able to harvest that pretty soon, huh? And the full bed of onions are right here, and they're all looking really good. I need to get in and maybe pull a few weeds, it looks like. And would you look at these taters? Oh my goodness. Right here's the first two that I planted several days before the rest, and they are amazing. And the head lettuce is coming along. Look at all those taters along that side, you guys. Isn't that amazing? Should be working on getting either a coop design or an actual pre-made coop. We haven't decided what we want there, but that's where the chickens are going to go when we get them. It's on my plan for next year, but this year we're supposed to get the coop ready. And here's this early experimental bed. The broccoli's holding up. I don't know if any celery is up over here. Y'all tell me. Look at it and tell me if any of this is celery, because I really don't know. I don't think so. I think it looks like all weeds to me. Anyway, the random lettuce seeds that I threw over here, look at how they're doing. Isn't that amazing? And did get a couple broccoli plants that we planted from seed in that grate. And I put some spinach, if you remember, right here. Just waiting on some of that to pop up. Oh, it's looking really good, y'all. I'm excited. Okay, let me go find a spot for y'all to rest, and you can check me out watering the garden. Okay, chores are finished. I sit here and cool off. Can you see I broke a sweat? It's like already over 80 degrees out here, I believe. It's going to be a hot one today. It's not normal for April in this geographical region. And we're only getting a couple of days. The forecast says it's back off to the normal cooler weather come tomorrow, which of course is usual for Easter. Okay, so let's take a look at this book real quick, just so if y'all have any questions about the coming couple of weeks. So we talked about today in the, excuse me, don't do that with CV. I haven't been anywhere, y'all. And nobody else has touched this book but me. So then next week will be thin the seedlings of your leafy greens. It says tempt fate 1 week before frost to go ahead and make a first sowing of your bush beans. It says for next week you should start hardening off your tomato plants. So if you've got some started inside, next week is the week to put them outside or in the greenhouse like I have it. I'm leaving the windows open at night this week. It's not going to get below 50, I believe it is. I'll have to look again anyway, and if it is, I might close them that night. But I think they're all pretty well hardened off at this point. And then, of course, water your garlic regularly, which I don't have any yet. I have to wait until Bumblebee Junction and Tina decide to grace me with some of their beautiful garlic and teach me how to deal with it, because I have no clue. But I love garlic. And then it comes to the time where it's 2 weeks after frost. So the frost date, last frost date's the 22nd for this area. Some will say 15, some will say 20. I took it a safe route, went with the 22nd. But in the next couple of weeks, this is the page I like to really look at because you get to see what's coming up for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. So here it will be in a couple of weeks, try early sowing of cucumber, squash, melon, your sweet corn. It's time to make your first sowing of that. The nasturtium that I have started is going to go out in the garden, but it does say to sow it. So if you have nasturtium seeds, just go ahead and direct sow it in any, from my understanding, you put it in any little corner or between plants, somewhere where it can grow. It's good for pollinators too, from my understanding. It's also going to be time to sow anise, chervil, cilantro, and dill, although some folks have already gotten started on those. Then it's going to be time to do the okra. And, of course, your bush beans. It says make a second sowing, but that's because for a couple of weeks it's been saying tempt fate and plant them. Then it'll be also time for pole beans. It will be time, let me see, what does that say? A summer savory. It says sow seed near bush bean plantings. Now, see, that I'm going to have to look up. I don't know what summer savory is. It says to make additional sowings in the garden of leaf lettuce, carrot, beet, sweet corn, and radish. bush type summer squash. It's time to sow that in a couple of weeks. And then a New Zealand spinach is a direct sow in the garden in a couple of weeks. So in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be so busy in the garden, and it should be being nice every day by then. So I'm looking forward to having that time and opportunity in the garden. We have a lot coming up with this garden, and I still need so much advice. So if you know the answer to my questions, please leave that in the comments below. You want to stay around and support me in this endeavor of growing all of my own food for the first time, please hit the subscribe button and the like button and hit that little notification bell and choose all so that you know whenever I do release a new video. I haven't quite gotten onto a routine with it, but it seems like I'm moving more towards Mondays and Wednesdays, or Mondays and or Wednesdays, let me put it that way. But we'll see where it leads us. I'm still new at it, so give me time to find that schedule that really works for me. So thanks for hanging out with me in the garden today. Let me know what you think of it, and if you have any advice and tips and tricks that I should know. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.